kinds of body parts, didn't they? To be able to see and hear and smell and touch and feel those observations so far. When they got back to school, Mrs. Lee showed the class the list she had made from their walk. I sorted your observations by things that were living and things that are not living, she said. Living things include people and ants and birds. Non-living things are things like rocks and wind and clouds. The students made drawings of the living things they had observed. They worked hard to remember all the details of what they had observed and recorded in their drawings. So check it out over here. The children are going to share their drawings. That's so much fun. It's really, really exciting to take science observations and share them with the class. When they shared their drawings, the students had a lot of questions about what they had observed. Leo went first. I noticed that the bees were all going to the plant with the purple flowers. I wonder why the butterfly went there too. Juan wondered what the birds were doing when they were poking around at the dirt with their beaks. There are lots of ways to find answers to these questions, said Mrs. Lee. Tomorrow we'll read more and do our own investigation so we can learn more about what the butterflies are doing. So that is the end of our story. Today in our story, our purpose for reading was to find out what scientists in this book did to learn about the place near their school. So the little boys and girls went on a walk with their teacher and they made observations about the park area by their school. Kind of like what we're doing online with Mariposa Garden. We're going to make observations about Mariposa Garden. But first we need to figure out how the scientists learn about their world. I want you to tell a partner, and remember yesterday we said a partner can be somebody like in our house. We can call someone if we're able to. We can tell a pet or an animal. We can tell a toy. Tell them something that the children did to be good scientists outside of their school. I'm going to give you about 1 minute to tell someone close to you or something near you. Maybe you want to tell your friend or your stuffed animal. Here's Mrs. Faber's friend. Remember I brought Mr. Owl last time? Here he is. So I want you to talk to your friend now. You've got 1 minute, or your friend or your toy, whatever you have at home. Hi, Mr. Owl. Mrs. Faber wanted to tell you that I saw the children using their eyes to look at the flowers. And I also saw the children using their noses to smell the flowers. And they used their ears to hear the birds chirping. Okay, thank you for listening, Mr. Owl. And he says, you're welcome, Miss Bader. Your turn. I'm going to give you 1 minute to tell whatever you want to tell what the children did. Okay, if you're not finished, I want you to pause for a second because I'm going to give you time after this video to finish talking and telling about what you saw the children in the story doing. What did they see? What did they smell? What did they taste? How did they make their observations? Then, boys and girls, I said to remember what their teacher and those children in the class did because I have a good idea for you. I think that maybe you could go for a walk either outside in nature or you could walk around your house. And I want you to make an observation. Remember, we're going to use our eyes or our ears or our nose or our mouth or our hands to touch. And we're going to draw a picture of something we observe, okay? So if your family can take you for a walk outside, that would be wonderful. I wonder what you could find outside to share with me. If you can't take a walk outside, then just stand up for a little bit and take a walk around your house and share something with me. Now, Mrs. Faber already did my science walk, and I have a picture that I want to share with you of something that I observed while I was on my walk. So, are you ready? because this is what I want you to do. After you're done taking your walk and doing your observations, I want you to come back to your journal or to a blank piece of paper, draw a picture of what you observed, and then I want you to send that picture to your teacher. Some of us are going to be able to label it. Some of us are going to be able to write a sentence. I don't know. Whatever you can do. Maybe you're just going to draw a picture and you're going to tell your teacher about it. Maybe your mom and dad can text it to them on Dojo, or you can type it in on the keyboard. Tell us something about what you observed. Now, when Miss Baber took my walk, I observed something in the shape of an oval. There's my oval. And it was kind of tall. So there it is, really super tall. And it kind of had stripes down the side that went up and down, and it had stripes that went side to side. And it looked like that. I wonder if you can guess what I saw yet. I used my sense of touch, and I put my hand inside the giant oval out in my backyard. And guess what I touched? I touched water inside that giant oval. So there's my water. Can you guess what I touched, what I observed in my walk? I wonder if you can guess. There was something inside this giant oval that was really deep, and it was floating on top of the water, and it was a giant float. And it looked kind of like this, and it had a little headrest, and it was actually purple and clear and had all different kinds of colors, and it was floating inside of this giant oval. And when I touched the water inside the oval, the float kind of moved around. And since it's kind of tall, my giant oval had steps that went up to it so that I could get into the giant oval filled with water. Do you know what I observed yet? I hope you said a swimming pool. Yes, Miss Baber observed a swimming pool. I felt the water and it felt cold on my hands. I actually could kind of smell it too. A swimming pool has a certain smell to it, right? So I'm going to write pool. Pool. I labeled my picture, and that is what I observed today. Now, when you walk around your house, you might use your nose to observe your family's cooking dinner. You might use your hands to observe a favorite toy you want to draw. You might use your eyes to observe your movie. Maybe you watched a movie and you used your eyes to observe that. Maybe you used your ears and you heard a clock in the background go ding, ding, ding. Whatever you observed on your walk or in your house, draw a picture and be sure to send it to your teacher. We're so excited to see what you observe in science today. See you next time, friends. Bye-bye.